What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu watching the Ragin Nation show Transformers 4 edition. This is just a web series where we talk about all things that matter to me for production of the 4th installment of the live-action Transformers film franchise directed by Michael Bay. This is update number 104, and I just saw the Transformers Age of Extinction first teaser trailer, and it blew me away. And I did a reaction video for it, so if you haven't checked that out, be sure to check that out before you continue the rest of this video. Alright, in this video, just like I always do, I gotta do a shot-for-shot breakdown, kind of like a review analysis, and I'm gonna do that for you guys right now, and we're gonna talk about every single shot, okay? So if you got a lot of time, watch this video, and if you want to know like what's going on, all right? You know what I'm saying? First off, we start off with a shot of Mark Wahlberg or rather Kate and Tessa's little house on the field, all right? Looks like a pretty nice house. And then you see this shot of this billboard where it says, "Remember Chicago." So this really establishes the fact that this continues where the second, or rather the third movie left off, okay? Chicago's invasion hasn't been forgotten, all right? Here's Mark Wahlberg, and he is towing in a flat-nosed, rusty old truck with flames on it, keyword being flames, and now if you look closely at the fuel tank, it says "Love Guns." Alright, I just noticed that. So it looks like Mark Wahlberg runs a tow truck company, alright? So he's towing this truck in, and we already know who this is. And then he's throwing it in, you know what I'm saying? There's TJ Miller's character. He's supposed to be the comic relief. And then we get the introduction of Tessa, who's pulling Megan Fox. And then we get your standard Michael Bay flag waving here and there. There's Tessa. And I really hope she doesn't turn out to be like a Megan Fox. You know, it's cool to have an attractive young lady in the movie, but I hope he doesn't sexify her too much. You know what I'm saying? And I like this scene here. This is this little piece of dialogue where Mark Wahlberg says that, you know, I'm doing this so I can put you through college and give you know, his daughter a better life. And then, you know, there's this beautiful shot of him looking out. There's a shooting star, and you know, this really shows a lot about the character. There's a lot of going through his head. You know, he's struggling as a father. He wants to you know, do a lot more for his daughter and essentially his family. So it really establishes the character, and I like that about it. I feel like I have a better connection with Mark Wahlberg's character than Sam Witwicky. Alright, so this is a great shot of Mark Wahlberg looking at Optimus Prime, because you see all these bullet holes, and he must have been through a lot. And what you really notice is that there's a lot of dirt on him. Alright, so it really is a robot in disguise. And when he opens a door, all these bullet casings. Look at this, like big giant bullet casings. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff in this in the car, and so he's really confused by it. And then he calls up T.J. Miller and Tessa, and he says, "You know what? We're gonna try something. We're gonna try something out." And then he puts some like stuff in it. All right, and then it sparks. The sparks fly out, and then it lights up. And then if you listen really closely, it says "calling all Autobots." There's some kind of really faint audio of Optimus Prime going "calling all Autobots." That was really cool. And when he said, "I think it's a Transformer," I freaked out because I didn't think that they were gonna, you know, say that. All right, so there you have it from director Michael Bay. Notice the font. All right, we got 3 black SUVs. No, they're not Decepticons. And then Tessa's, you know, warning his dad, saying, "Dad, we got company!" And this company is pretty over the top because not only do they have 3 SUVs, but they also have a helicopter. And then TJ Miller comes out, and looks like these guys are like special forces, ex-military, private contractors. And you can see the fear in Tessa's face. And the leader's led by, the leader is Titus Welliver. And he's such a badass. Look at him. He has just evil written all over him. He has he doesn't care if his daughter is there, if it's like if Mark Wahlberg is a father who's trying to look out for his daughter. He doesn't care about that. He has a mission, all right? And he's looking for Optimus Prime. And you know what? These guys don't care. These guys don't care at all. Looks like Tessa and Kate are pinned down, so they're completely helpless. Like, nobody's gonna rescue them unless boom! Optimus Prime comes out, guns blazing, ground is exploding because he's just blasting away at everywhere, and I love this shot right here. This shot is amazing. This shot is a full-on homage to G1. Not only is it a flat-nosed truck, but red and blue. Alright, blue legs, red torso. This is a full-on G1 homage, and I love it. It looks so good. And what is also really cool is that, wait a minute, wasn't the truck dusty, full of brown, like dirt and all that? Well, it looks like in the transformation, all that dust was shaken off. So look, the playing field is now Hong Kong, and then we have Kelsey Grammer, who's the mastermind out of them all, Harold Attinger, and it looks like what's going on is new. Okay, something new is going on here, and when they say that the rules have changed, they're changing how the humans feel about the Transformers. All right, in the first one. It was the Autobots. They're being discovered for the first time. Transformers being discovered for the first time. In Revenge of the Fallen, Autobots are working with humans to hunt Decepticons. In the third one, it's a human working with Decepticons for world domination. Now in this one, it's humans hunting Autobots, and they're telling the message is that they're no longer needed here. We are going to get rid of all of you guys. That's why it's called Age of Extinction, all right? So you got these military contractors here, and it looks like they're pulling off a 1986 Transformers movie where they're killing off all the old guys, all right? Well, just one. And you see here Ratchet is completely helpless against all this gunfire from these special forces guys. And I don't know if he's completely taken out, but this is the fate of Ratchet, which is very sad. I wasn't really sure how they were going to write out the old characters. I was thinking that maybe they're just not going to write anything at all, which I'm totally fine with, but they decided to write in a scene where they kill off Ratchet. And I've already read a lot of the comments, and it turns out that people actually care. People actually care about the fate of Ratchet, and it doesn't look too good. So that's kind of tragic. Now here's a very curious scene. You have Bumblebee in the Camaro SS, and then Stinger in his Pagani Huayra mode, and Bumblebee's transforming, and they're in some kind of a showroom, and if you look in the background, it says Original Bumblebee. You see his head in a picture. Now, this really shows that this is a showroom, and maybe Bumblebee is hiding. Bumblebee is hiding in some kind of a showroom, and he doesn't ever want to be found or something like that. But then finally he transforms, and then he's standing next to Stinger, who's also in robot mode. They're looking at each other, and this scene is very key to what happens later on. Okay, but the one thing that I'm very curious about is the fact that Stinger's robot mode looks like Bumblebee's later on 2014 concept Camaro robot mode, which I'm going to show you later on. Stanley Tucci is saying that, we don't need you guys here. We don't need Autobots here on Earth. And here comes those giant capital ships that are invading. Who knows who is on those ships. I don't know which American city this is. It could be Chicago. It should be Chicago. There's Lockdown Ship. I'm assuming this is Lockdown Ship. Mark and Wahlberg, like it's two different people. No, Kate and Tessa looking up at the ships, and then here is that ship, and you know what? This shot of Lockdown and the ship looks better than the Super Bowl one, okay? And I'm also going to say that this shot of Optimus also looks better than the Super Bowl one, because it just, I don't know, they tweaked up the CG. Now here is Lockdown, and he's got this very mysterious, orange, it's not orange, green face. Now, this is no different than Bumblebee and Stinger's battle mask. I think Stinger wears a battle mask, but Bumblebee wears a battle mask. Optimus Prime has a battle mouth guard. Now, Lockdown has his own battle mask, which I'm pretty sure is going to go up and down when needed. And here's his big feet, and you know what they say about Transformers with big feet? They got big guns, which come out of their face. And I have to say that the CG definitely looks better this time around. If you look at this shot right here, I think it's the shading and the lighting, which makes it look a lot more photorealistic. Maybe the first time around, it looked just too bright to make it, you know, it's not lit properly. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not lit properly, not lit realistically. This time around, it looks better. Now, here's something interesting. In the previous Super Bowl TV spot, you only see like some car parts, but you don't see a full-on Galvatron on the ground. It looks like Optimus Prime did a number on Galvatron because it looks like his arm, his right arm, is sliced right there, clean cut. Either that arm has been sliced with his sword, or that's just his fusion cannon. So I don't know, but it looks like a pretty clean cut to me. And this is the shot, of course, where Lockdown shoots Optimus Prime prior to him getting captured and brought onto his ship. Now, this just means that Optimus Prime was fighting Galvatron, but Lockdown rescued Galvatron by shooting Optimus Prime, and then eventually he gets captured. So, looks like there's some serious robot fighting going on, but Optimus Prime looks like he was actually winning against Galvatron because Galvatron's on the ground and he's not dead. You can see him moving around, right? So he's not dead. Here comes Drift, Crosshairs, and Bumblebee. You can tell it's Drift because if you look very closely, you see the blue circle. And here's Camaro SS Bumblebee driving on the freeway. Now here is the streets of Hong Kong. This is where it gets interesting because the playing field is, like I said, is Hong Kong. And with Hong Kong, you have some limited abilities to what you can do in terms of action. It's going to be really like tight spaces, all right? I'll tell you that. So there's going to be some crazy stuff going on. Now this is crazy. Lockdown ship has some kind of a tractor beam which seems to be able to just like tear cities apart because it's like the force of a hurricane. Because like it can just like rip the roof off the Hong Kong Convention Center and also bring ships up. Look at this. Look at this view from a car sunroof. You can see the ship that's being brought up. That's the ferry. That's the ferry from the Hong Kong, the mainland, the Kowloon side. They to get to the Hong Kong island, they need to travel by ferry. I've ridden on one of these ferries. I'm so, I'm feeling so scared to see that this ferry got brought up. Anyways, the next shot is Bumblebee, and he seems to be riding on an aerial thing. Now, I don't know if he's riding on strafe or if he's taking hitching a ride on a Decepticon drone ship, but what's very interesting is that not only is he in his Camaro 2014 robot mode, but he's got a harpoon weapon. Okay, check that out. He's got a harpoon, and he successfully shoots the harpoon, the tow line onto a ship, and he lifts the ship up, and then he throws the ship onto the drone ships that are chasing after him, and then they blow up. Pretty cool, eh? That's going to be a pretty sweet action sequence. And what's also very interesting is that, I don't know if he's going to be riding on a Decepticon drone ship or is that strafe, all right? But it's a high-speed chase. All right, Michael Bay did say it's a chase from hell. Now here's the part where Mark Wahlberg says to Titus Welliver's character, I forgot his character's name. I think it's like Savoy. Anyways, he says, you shouldn't have messed with my family. Now I like that line a lot because at the beginning of the trailer, the teaser trailer, it shows that Mark Wahlberg, he's trying to do something good for his family. He accidentally stumbled across Optimus Prime in the process of trying to salvage parts and maybe possibly sell them to make money for his family. Right, so the family connection is there. The audience can connect with such a situation. And then he says, you shouldn't have messed with my family. And I'll tell you that if anybody messes with my family, I'm going to throw down as well. So you see Savoy and Cade throwing down right here. And it looks like this is probably going to happen somewhere near the end of the movie. But it looks like that Savoy is such an evil guy that you love to hate him. And then finally Mark Wahlberg, puts him in his place. Anyways, I'm assuming that this scene right here, where you see these explosions go off, is part of the factory battle. Okay, Galvatron factory battle. So this might be one of the last few shots. Here's the first shot of Li Bingbing, and also here is a very clear shot of Shane in the background and Mark Wahlberg with the Cybertronian sword gunblade. And Shane, you know what? Shane is kind of left in the shadows. We got a lot of great shots of Mark Wahlberg, a lot of very attractive shots of Tessa. Not a whole lot of screen time for Shane. He's kind of like gonna be the least liked human character probably, but Mark Wahlberg's definitely the star. Here you see Mark Wahlberg and Stanley Tucci freaking out about something. Okay, maybe it's because Lockdown Ship is sucking everything up, and then you have, of course, the scene that we've already seen before where Bumblebee jumps on Strafe, and then, of course, the scene at the Wulong Karst where they went to film there, and we didn't know exactly what was going on, but there were a lot of explosions going off, and it turns out that this scene where Grimlock is like, running at Optimus Prime, turns out it's a scene where Optimus is trying to tame Grimlock, because Grimlock is completely, he doesn't, I don't think he has any faction. He's neither an Autobot or a Decepticon. He's a rabid Cybertronian. Okay, he's a wild Cybertronian, and he's a beast, and he needs to be tamed. So that's why Optimus Prime has his Sword of Judgment and his Shield of Truth. I'm just calling it that. And then he boom, just like just boom, right on Grimlock's face, and then sending him, throwing him down onto the ground, doing a flip. And man, I was just thinking, whoa. That sword, or that shield, must be something else, because he was able to slap a freaking Devastator-sized Grimlock onto the ground. That shield must hold some sort of crazy significance, because realistically speaking, there's no way that Optimus Prime could have done that, okay? I almost don't buy that. But unless this shield has some sort of crazy super energon, like Cybertronian artifactual, then you know what? Then okay, fine. That must have some extreme power. Now check this out. The way that Optimus Prime's face mask is a little different. His battle mask, when it opens up completely differently. It doesn't just go like, it actually like dematerializes out, right? And then, Optimus Prime is so cool. He has a sword in his back, like a freaking knight. And then it goes boom! And then it just sends Grimlock just flying, okay? And look at the shield. Look at the detail on the shield. That's pretty cool. You see that it's the exact same kind of shield that he has in his leader class toy. So there you have it. And check out the font. This is the font that Nelson teased on michaelbay.com, and there you have it. That's all I gotta say. This is your shot-for-shot analysis of Transformers Age of Extinction. Now, what I gather from this trailer, this teaser trailer, is that this is a full-on reboot, okay? Like, a lot of people are saying, like, this is Transformers 4, this is a sequel. Yes, it is, okay? It is. It continues where Chicago left off, okay? But everything about what I'm seeing right now, this just screams reboot. Because it's doing everything that the 1986 Transformers movie did. Introducing brand new characters, brand new cast, all new designs, and killing off the old ones. Or at least getting rid of the old designs. And this is what they're doing. And when they say the rules have changed, it doesn't only just refer to the fact that they're changing all the designs and the cast and all that. The rules have changed refers to that humans don't want Autobots, Transformers on this Earth, and they want to get rid of them. Now, this might be a theme that we've seen before in Dark of the Moon, but the humans are getting aggressive now. They're getting hostile, okay, which we haven't really seen before. So, pretty cool stuff. I'm really, really excited, and I also love the I love the human factor. I love the human element in what we've seen so far. I like that this is a story where we can actually connect to, instead of like a boy trying to get with the girl with his car and trying to get an A+ so he can get a car. You know what I'm saying? That was cool back then, but I think this is more appropriate now. All right. So there you have it. This is definitely not a kids movie. I mean, it's for everybody. Kids will enjoy it. but adults will definitely be entertained by the level of you know, action in it, and there's a lot of, it feels like there's a lot more mature themes in there because, like I said, these private military contractors, they don't care that it's somebody else's daughter. They're going to eliminate them however they can to get what they want. So there's that kind of the sense of aggressiveness there. All right, so parental discretion is advised. Anyways, that's all I gotta say in this video. If you haven't checked out my reaction, check it out. And another thing is that I have posted every single screen cap that I could post, or rather that I could capture, onto the Ragin Nation Facebook page. You can comment on every single individual high definition screen cap. Thank you very much, Nelson, for posting the download link for the high definition trailer. Really appreciate that. And once again, I'm gonna leave you the link to the photo album to the Ragin Nation Facebook page in the description box below, where you can comment on every individual photo. And there you have it. That's all I gotta say. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, the Ragin Nation, follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation, and also check out my photos on Instagram at the Ragin Nation. All right, that's all I gotta say. I'll see you next time. Peace.
I think we just found the transformer.
What?